Now, here's a question that reflects a charge that I've heard more than once, and that is, how do you answer the charge that apologists are often all head and no heart? Well, the simple answer to that is it's false. Every time you do or you make a broad generalization like this, you have to make it from some sampling that apologists, generally speaking, are a certain way. So, what sampling are you choosing from? I happen to have a fairly large sampling of apologists to make a generalization from, and there is almost no one that I know in the business officially or who are aficionados that I've gotten to know who are not professionals, if you will, for whom this particular characterization applies. They are not all head and no heart. What they usually aren't, apologists or people who lean in that direction, as they usually aren't gushy, overly emotional, sentimentalist types. And that is unfortunately the way some people uh, characterize legitimate spirituality. And so, because spirituality is kind of defined on the emotional side more or less nowadays, and if your approach is even more balanced, where you can have a sharp mind and a warm heart, that's considered lacking. That's too much mind and not enough heart. And so people make this charge. Um, Generally, when I see this charge leveled, it has been leveled kind of as an ad hominem. In other words, it's meant to fault the enterprise of a more rigorous, thoughtful Christianity when the person who's doing the faulting has had his or her own ideas challenged. That is, they may have certain ideas that they defend in an inappropriate way or just have strong feelings about. And when they're challenged in a legitimate way by someone who is more thoughtful, then they accuse the person who's challenging them of being all head and no heart, and therefore, with the accusation, feel like they don't have to answer the substance of the challenge. By the way, I haven't just made ad hominem dismissal in this response myself. I've given the reasons why I think their point is inaccurate, and then looked at some of the psychological reasons I think they actually do make their point.